Hello punters and welcome back to another Saturday racing preview. Of course, this weekend we're looking at the Blue Diamond at Caulfield. Really look forward to a fantastic meeting. Also got the Group 1 Oakleigh Plate to be going around. A couple of other feature races on the card. We've got the Group 3 Mannerism in race number 4. The Amanasco Stakes in the race number 5. Very nice field there. And of course the Futurity in race number 6. So really got some great races to look forward to this Saturday at Caulfield. If you're not heading down, definitely go down. It's a fantastic day. I went there last year. Been there the last few years actually, but just not going to be able to make it this year. But definitely is a fantastic day. So if you get the chance, get down. Otherwise, enjoy watching at home or at the pub. Hopefully we can find plenty of winners in this video. So moving to race number 1, Caulfield, a soft 5 track at the moment. A little sprinkling of rain about at the moment. So I'd say we probably will keep with that soft track, but just keep an eye out for conditions tomorrow, because I suggest that we could potentially have an upgrade to a good 4 track if the rain holds off down here in Victoria. But first race on the card, I'm quite keen to play number 9 Actau here. Just looking at the speed map, I'd say that Inverloch and Taikamoshi will be the 2 speed horses. I'd like to see John McNeil take Actau up off that inside barrier and get it in behind Inverloch, get it that box seat run, hopefully come out and run home and beat them home. I think it can turn the tables on Just Benjamin here. Third last start, only 0.4 of a length off it. Gets a massive swing in the weights. Actau goes from 59 down to 54 for this race, whereas Just Benjamin goes from 57 to 54. So massive weight swing there for the 2. So I'm quite keen to play Actau being at the level weights this time around. And barrier 1, I think it's going to get the perfect run of the race. In for second, number 7, Just Benjamin, has done some fantastic work so far since being here in Victoria. That first up 5th run caught everyone's attention. That forced it to go around next start at the $2 odds over the 1800 metres, and it was just too good from there. Just held them off. Definitely has that soft track form. Obviously, its last start win was on a soft track, so we know it can get through the going well. And looks to get a good run from barrier 6 as well. So I think they're the 2 to beat, both in market order. And in for third, I'm quite keen for number 4, Future Score. I think it's got a nice chance here as well. 5th last time out to the Lord Mayor and Sir Pippin. It's not too bad. Not too bad form to bring into this from Flemington. Prior to that was 2nd behind Odeon. So Future Score's been around some decent enough form lines for me to bring into this race. And I think it'll run a really nice race here. And we'll finish 3rd in the race. And in for 4th, I'm quite keen on number 5, Beau Balmain. I think it's got a bit of an each way chance at the $20 odds. It looks coming to this off the back of a tick over trial where it was finished 3rd on that occasion down at Cranbourne. It was a pretty nice trial as well. Ben Mellon rode it for that trial, and he rides again here on race day. First up, it was 7th at Caulfield behind Shawnee and Mount Tabor. Now that form's really good. It was a bit disappointing on that occasion, but Mellon was on that occasion. He sticks for the ride here. Goes from 1600 up to the 2000 metres, which is a much more suitable distance for this horse. And second up stats are really good. If you get a chance to have a look, 3 starts for 2 wins and a placing for this horse second up. So really is a sneaky chance at $20. I really could suggest an each way play at it if you didn't want to play the 2 favourites. But I do think at number 9, Actau is the one to beat. Just from what I've seen so far, I could take him at those odds and then you get a perfect run from barrier number 1. In for second, number 7, Just Benjamin. In for third, number 4, Future Score. And in for 4th, number 5, Beau Balmain, who I mentioned was a really good each way price at the 20 to 1. Move on to race number 2 now. It's 800 metre Caulfield Autumn Classic. Really nice race, this one. Look at the speed for this. So Think and Fly, Rebel Racer, and Antagonize will be 3 of the speed horses. Adelaide Ace will probably boot up inside of them from barrier number 1. Try to be nice and positive and handy in the run. And I'd say non-conformists and Miami Bound might drop back and in the field, and Legion of Merit and High Stranger will be towards the back of the field. But look, I think it's a nice race here for number 6 Rebel Racer. I think it's a really good odds. It was really, last time out at Moonee Valley, it looked like it was gone on the turn. Just managed to lift itself, so it's still trying to find, I guess, its rhythm and its mojo coming into racing. But the way that it fought back was just really impressive for me. As soon as it got headed, it just wanted to come back and win, and that's a really good sign of a horse. I remember Craig Williams saying after the race that once he gets it right, he's going to be a really, really good racehorse. And I'd say that he definitely can be up to winning a race like this, especially being up on speed. So I think 15 to 1's a bit over the odds. So I'm willing to have a go at him on top. Ahead of number 9, Miami Bound, who she returns here to the racetrack off the back of a very good spring, of course, the Oaks winner. And look, she she has got a good chance first up here. I'd say that the 800 metres first up is an interesting first up task, but she is generally very good for running fresh, so I'd say that she'll run a good race. Damon Oliver's pretty confident about her chances, so I'll give her a chance. I think 280 is a bit short though, so I think I could see her drifting in the market. So if you do want to have a go at her, I'd probably wait till closer to race start where she gets. I think she'll get out to around that $3 mark. The other favourite, number 3, Adelaide Ace, $2.90 at the moment. I think will become the favourite. He was very good last time out at Caulfield. He was finished behind Microphone Bankwell. I think that's very good form to bring into a race like this. So he's definitely got a great chance. And look, barrier number 1 looks to suit really nicely. Should get a perfect run of the race with John Allen in the saddle. Then in for 4th, number 2, Nonconformist, who I had on top last time at Caulfield, and was a very good performance. Albeit in a weaker race than this, it's a much harder task, and is one of the has to carry the 57 on this occasion. I just think that coming up in the weights, obviously carried 55 last time out and into a tougher class. This might be a bigger stretch for it, but I do think it's still got a good chance to run a good race from what we've seen so far. So recapping the numbers for me, number 6, Rebel Racer, I just thought it was great value at $15, and $3.60 the place looks very appealing to me. So going to have it on top each way, ahead of number 9, Miami Bound in for 2nd. In for 3rd, number 3, Adelaide Ace in for 4th, number 2, Nonconformist. Moving on to race number 3 now, and it's a short, small 7-horse field, but a very interesting one to get through. Look at the speed map for this race. I'd say Groundswell, Sansom and Heel Haunt Us will be the front runners. Spend will probably just be able to get in behind those because Pedri generally goes to the back of the field. So I'd say that Spend will be the one out, one back position. And for me, that really appeals to me. I'm going to have it on top with Dwayne Dunn the saddle. He's been on fire recently. He's riding in some very good form. Last time out, this horse was 4th to Super Seth and Free of Debt. I think that's very nice form to bring into a race like this. And I think just gets the perfect run of the race. And sometimes in a small horse field like this, you just need the horse that's going to get the best run of the race. And I think this horse has got a lot of improvement. We saw a very good first up debut performance on Rose Hill on the heavy track where it beat True Detective on that occasion. So this horse definitely doesn't mind the wet, and obviously showed that last time out with a good 4th here at the track. So I think it's got a very good chance. I've got it on top. Head of number 2, Pandemic, who I've got no knock on. Just think barrier 1, with not when it doesn't generally get forward in its runs, might be a bit of a risk, and especially at the $2, I'd rather just watch it go around this first time, especially at the $2, because first time coming down to Victoria, so I'd just sort of interested to see how it can run down here around the Caulfield track, which is a bit of a peculiar one. So, but I do think it's got a great chance. I mean, it's got some very nice form lines. Last time out beat Rare Episode at Randwick. That was a terrific win. It's had a bit of time off, so that's the other thing I'm a little bit concerned about. It was meant to run last week, but it was scratched. So I'm just interested to see if that horse is 100% right now. Obviously, it wouldn't be. What I mean by that is, if it's had a couple of problems behind the scenes, perhaps is that why we haven't seen it for a few weeks now. But look, yeah, good chance. Just think $2 a bit short for me. In the 3rd, number 4, Groundswell, who its best form last preparation and is definitely up to winning a race like this. Was a bit disappointing first up. Finished 6th, 12.2 lengths behind Super Seth and Free of Debt. Can't see it turn the tables on Spend based off that run, but it does come into this now 2nd up, which we could see a bit of improvement. And I just think that if it can return to that sort of form it showed last preparation, it's definitely up winning a race like this. I just wouldn't take it based off its first up run. So I got it in for 3rd. And even 4th, number 6, Express Pass, who ran really well first up and finished 2nd on that occasion at Flemington behind Excess Funds. I think that's some decent enough form to bring into this. That was a Sunday meeting, of course, up the straight that day. And I think the 1,000 metres coming out to the 1,200 will really suit this horse nicely. And 2nd up, we can see an improved performance. But for me, I'm going to go with number 3, Spend on top, ahead of number 2, Pandemic, in for 2nd. In for 3rd, number 4, Groundswell. In for 4th, number 6, Express Pass. Move on to race number 4 now, and it's the Mannerism Stakes over 1,400 metres. Very nice field for this one. Look at the speed map. I'd say that News Girl and Graceful Glamour will find the top. Power Dream and Spanish Reef probably won't be too far off, and the rest of them do tend to get back in the field. So interesting little race here, and I think that Graceful Grammar's a bit of a sneaky chance here first up over the 1,200 metres. Look at the speed. It generally isn't a first up performer. It's had 4 starts first up for no wins and no placings, but its trial form leading in has been really good. Going up on speed, it beat Sweet Deal in a trial recently, who's come out and won last week. And then it was the first time around, it was 4th in a trial behind Dreamforce and Standout. So very good trial form. And the other thing that does concern me a little bit, this horse, it doesn't have good soft form. So um, while she's definitely up to winning a race like this, there is a bit of a concern there. But I think with Tim Clark in the saddle at $12, it could do a lot worse. And this is a bit of a race where I found it a bit tough to split some of them. So I'm going to go with her on top here. I think she's got a bit of a chance here. Ahead of number 4, My Pendant, who is a very, very good chance. I think could definitely turn the tables here. Last time out it was 6 behind Sylvia's Mother, but it's a decent enough performance, that one. But the real trick with this horse is that she is very good third up. She's had 2 starts third up for 2 wins. So I think she'll bounce back here, and she's very good on a soft track. She had 4 starts on it for 2 wins and 2 placings. So could definitely see an improved performance from her, Damien Oliver in the saddle. To be honest, I'll probably put her on top ahead of Graceful Glamour if I'm to be completely honest. So I just wanted to make a bit of a case for Graceful Glamour because I think that it's just maybe a bit over the odds at its price. But yeah, look, all right, we'll go with number 4, My Pendant, on top ahead of number 3, Graceful Glamour. But I could definitely suggest an each way play on both of them if I'm playing. In for third, number 6, News Girl, who has just been in great form this preparation. Second last time out to Sylvia's Mother. So that same form line race as My Pendant. I think My Pendant could turn the tables coming onto a soft track and also third up. But look, she'll be out in front. She'll be giving something to catch from. Craig Williams has been in good form recently, so I'm sure he'll give her a great ride, and she's going to have a good chance in the run. And number 5, Bam's on Fire, I think can return to form after her last start 7th at Caulfield. Prior to that, was in terrific form. Hadn't missed a place in 4 runs, so I think it can return to that kind of form here. Again, back on the soft track, which this horse absolutely loves. It loves the wet. It's had 3 starts for 2 wins and a placing on the soft track, so I could expect an improved performance for it off barrier 1. I think it's getting a nice run now. I haven't given much thought to it at number 1, Spanish Reef, who's the favourite. Comes in here second up, doesn't mind a soft track, so I think it has got a good chance. There's just a couple others that I had ahead of her, but look, I do think she's got a very nice chance as well. And number 2, Raceday, I haven't put in my numbers here. Just first up form, she usually shows something quite promising, then comes out a few starts later, and that's when she starts to get into her work and really build up a winning chance. So I think that she's perhaps a place chance, but I don't think she can win the race. So I think 480 is a bit short. That's why I haven't got her in my top 4. But look, I'm quite keen. Number 4, My Pendant here. I'm going to have her on top. So I switched them around ahead of number 3, Graceful Glamour. In for second. In for third, number 6, News Girl. And in for fourth, number 5, Bam's on Fire. But like I mentioned, if we get from that soft track back onto the good track, I'll be very keen to play Graceful Glamour. So but I think the real key with her is perhaps just that soft surface. Might not be to her liking, but Mark Newman has brought her down here, and usually when he has brought her down here, she's performed well. She does perform really well down here in Victoria, so that's why I was keen to have a bit of an each-way play at her. Move on to race number 5. It's the Armanasco Stakes over the 1,400 metres once again. Look at the speed map for this race. Lady Lupino and Acting will probably be the 2 front runners, I would say. La 10 won't be too far off them. And probably the other one that might look to go forward is perhaps either South Bank or Snap Dancer. So interesting little battle there for the speed, but I think Lady Lupino and Acting will definitely be the 2 that find the front. Be interested to see what Craig Williams does on Lady Lupino here, whether she makes whether he makes Mellon work on Acting from that real outside barrier. If he lets him go across him or just sits one out, but regardless, I think number 1 Acting's the one to beat, $3.80. I'm just going to have to worry about that first run to the corner, but where, obviously it's going to have to just get outside the speed or find the front. But look, I think that she'll improve massively here coming into this second up. She's definitely, she was really good last preparation coming in second up. She went to Sandown, of course, won really nicely there. And her first up run I thought was really good. She was right up there with, and was beaten by How Romantic and Entourage. I think that's some good form to bring in a race like this. And again, doesn't mind the sting out of the ground. It's had a win on a soft track before from 2 goes, and Ben Mellon sticks in the saddle. I think it's going to be the one to beat, $3.80. Really good price, willing to have a go at it. So I've got it on top ahead of number 4, South Bank, who I think will improve second up here. Was in that same race. A little bit disappointing. I was expecting a bit more from him, but it did make some good work late. It did stick on and finished only 2 lengths off them. So Won't take too much to turn the tables here, and $4.20 is not a bad price. So I'm going to have South Bank in for second. In for third, number 5, Mrs. Beckham. Now, she's the real interesting runner here. She's had a tick-over trial at Cranbourne, which looked really sharp. Prior to that, her form was terrific. She had 2 runs at Caulfield where she won them both, and the form that came out of those races was just ridiculous. There was winners at left, right, and centre. Perhaps not at massive, big level races like your group racing, but she had a lot of form coming out of her races. So I'm really keen to see how she can go here up against a better class of horses than what she's been facing previously. But I think she's got a very nice chance with that tick-over trial. And for fourth, number 2, La Ten, who resumes here, and I think it's got a decent enough chance first up. It's had the 2 placings from 2 starts first up, and has never had a try on a soft track before, so that's a bit of a query there. But if we get on that good track, get that bit more confidence with him, he'll be sitting just in behind the speed. I think he'll get a real nice run of the race, and he's well over the odds at the $17. So moving, so just recapping the numbers for me in race number 5. Number 1, Acting, is on top for me, ahead of number 4, South Bank in for second. In for third, number 5, Mrs. Beckham, and in for fourth, number 2, La Ten. Moving on to race number 6 now, and it's the Futurity Stakes over 1,400 metres. Really looking forward to this race. Terrific edition of it. Looking at the speed map, Streets of Avalon will find the top, and I'd say will do so very easily. There's not a whole lot of speed in this race, and so I'd say Wild Planet might kick up off the inside barrier and get up towards the speed. And perhaps Blackheart Bart, he might be tempted to roll forward here, as well as perhaps Carzio. So really interesting here. Not a lot of speed in this race. It'll make it pretty difficult for these back markers, and I'll be interested to see if one of the jockeys have the guts to really take one of these favourites forward and get into a prominent role. Because obviously we see generally with Melody Bell, Super Seth, and Colden, they tend to be back in the field. But it's be interesting to see if with that lack of speed whether they'll like to go forward and perhaps contend for the speed. But look, regardless, I think number 8, Super Seth, he's the one to beat. He's the track specialist. He loves running here. He was excellent first up where he beat Free of Dead on that occasion. Form out of that race is good, and I've already tipped a couple of winners earlier. So I've already tipped a couple of horses earlier in the card that have come out of that same race. So I think that's going to be the form line to bring into this one. He comes in second up. He's had a win second up from 2 goes. He's had a win on a soft track, so that's no worries either. If he gets back on the good, doesn't matter either. He's a very good racehorse, and it's good to see he got into the All-Star Mile. I really do hope Anthony Freeman takes him there because I think he's got a great chance of winning it. But yeah, look, I think he's got a real good chance to win this race. Bottom of the weight, so I think he's going to really excel having that weight relief on them, and he can step up to this grade and he can win once again and continue his great form ahead of perhaps an All-Star Mile. If a second, number 7, Melody Bell, she's first up here, and she's on a soft track, which she is just the absolute queen of. She's so good on a soft track. 14 starts for 9 wins and a placing. 9 wins from 14 goes on a soft track. It's just incredible. If we get that heavy rain, which I don't think we will, she's very good on that surface as well. So she really comes into this on the soft surface here. Obviously, she was terrific last preparation where she came over, ran in some great races over here. She finished second behind Magic Wand on Oakleigh. She beat Aristia at Flemington over the 600 metres on a soft track there. So she just excels in these conditions, and if we still have a soft track tomorrow, she'll be extremely hard to beat. Number 1, Colding of the third. Again, loves the soft conditions, and interesting that he gets his first crack down here in quite... I haven't really seen him down here in a while. He did run down here a while back, but he does done most of his running in Sydney, and boy, has he been good. His first up performance was excellent in a 4th behind Standout and Elite, so that form's been really well stood up. Elite obviously won last weekend. They were feature race in Sydney, so Colding's got good form to bring to this, and again, likes a soft track. And for the rest of them, I think number 3, Streets of Avalon, we've got to give this horse a chance because it's going to be up out in front, and if they leave it alone, he might be hard to run down here, but my only query with him is the soft track. He doesn't tend to win on it, so don't really give him a winning chance on this sort of surface, but I think he'll run well. He was really good last time out, just beaten by Galaxy Raider on a soft surface. He looked all over a winner there, and he folded a bit late, but coming back to that Caulfield circuit where the straight's a little bit less, perhaps he might be able to keep going and kick all the way home. He is very good running at this track. But look, recapping the numbers here. Number 8, Super Seth for me is on top. Out of number 7, Melody Bell in the second. In the third, number 1, Colding. And in for fourth, number 3, Streets of Avalon. Move on to race number 7 now. It is the Blue Diamond Stakes, the feature race of the day. Look at the speed map. Let's Be Glam and Rulership and Away Game will be the 3 front runners, I would say. Tagaloa, Beautiful Night won't be far off. Interesting what they do with Hanseatic, whether they decide to go forward or get into a more prominent role than perhaps he's used to. Because I think if he gets too far back, he could find a bit of trouble because there's a lot of back markers and horses that'll look to settle in midfield in front of him. So, real interesting tactics that Luke Curry's going to have to bring into it. And just with that bit of a query, I've always said I can't manage to put myself into a horse that has perhaps a few queries. If he had a drawn outside barrier, I would have tipped him on top without any question at all. But he's going to need some luck. And we often do see in these Blue Diamond races that luck doesn't forbid the best horse in the race. And for me, I'm just going to go with the horse that's going to need no luck, and she'll just be out in front doing her own thing. It's number 8, Away Game. I think she'll just be out rolling in front. Her form's terrific. She was really good being sentimental last time out at Randwick. She was just went all the way there, kicked it home and won well. She's obviously the Magic Millions winner as well. So she's just been so good. Such a consistent filly, and I think that she'll win this race. I think that she's going to be ripe on speed. She's better to go each way. $10 and $3.10 the place is pretty much just as good as loading up at the 260 about Hanseatic, which will be much shorter on race day. I'd suggest there's a lot of people who are going to be backing him. So look, I'm going to go with number 8, Away Game, ahead of number 2, Hanseatic, who I concede he is the best horse of the race, but you're just going to be relying on luck, and I can't suggest jumping in at those odds where he's going to need luck in the run. It was very similar to last time out. He got the luck from barrier 2 last start, but this time around, just to have that sneaky feeling, a bigger field, he may not get that luck, and he'll be the hard luck story of the day. Look, for those who get on him, I hope not, but I'd rather go with something that needs no luck at all and be out in front. Number 6, Rulership, in for third. Obviously, was just narrowly pipped by Hanseatic last time out, only 0.3 of a length. So you could really make a case that being third up here now, whereas Hanseatic is obviously coming into its 4th run, Rulership will really improve greatly off that first up run, I'd suggest. And I think he had to sweat on getting a range to this race, but he got it, and now he's going to be a very good chance of running a good race in it. And in for 4th, number 5, Tagaloa, is a horse that I did stand out early as a real Blue Diamond top hope, and I think he'll run a good race here. He was a good 4th last time out at Caulfield behind Hanseatic and Rulership. He made great ground coming into the line, hit the line very well. They obviously decided not to take him up to the Magic Millions, have set him for this race. So I think he's a very good chance at the $17. I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Walker pulls something out of the bag here and wins on it. The other horse I want to give a chance to, number 12, Muntasira, I think has got a very nice chance of winning this diamond race. She was excellent last time out behind Let's Be Glam in the prelude. And Let's Be Glam's another one who I was so disappointed I missed the trick last time out, because I don't know if you guys will remember, but a few weeks ago when Let's Be Glam was meant to run, I gave her a good chance at $31. And then last week, obviously, 2 weeks ago, she went round and obviously won at the $31 once again. So I was very disappointed that I missed that. And she ran that in good time. So really interesting to see that if she's going to be a good chance here. And number 13, Purcell's an interesting runner for Coolmore and David Hayes and Tom Dabney. David and Ben Hayes, Tom Dabney. This horse has had just a T-over trial coming in where it looked really sharp. Prior to that, it was very good winning up the straight at Flemington. It was second to Fresh first up. It was really well backed at Geelong. We know that Fresh then came out at a $2 shot, got beaten at Caulfield. So the form around Purcell is interesting, and it's a horse that I was reading they've really come in with a bit of a different preparation compared to the rest of these. So this could be a bit of a surprise horse to the 20-1. So look, as always, there's a lot of great chances to Blue Diamond. The four that I've really settled on though is number 8, Away Game, on top each way. In for 2nd, number 2, Hanseatic. In for 3rd, number 6, Rulership, and in for 4th, number 5, Tagaloa. Moving on to race number 8 now, and it is, of course, the Oakleigh Plate Group 1 over 1,100 metres. Look at the speed map for this race. Big field, 19 horse field. It's fantastic to see. I'd say Fartnar, Ball of Muscle, and Pippi and Anaheed will probably be the leaders. Fine Dane, Free Adept will also be up there looking for a spot on the speed. I don't say many of the inside horses will kick up too much to get involved in the speed battle, and Bivouac won't be too far off. Crystal Dream won't be far off the speed either. So there's a fair bit of speed in this race, but And look, I'm really keen. There's a horse in this race that's paying massive odds. I think he's got a very good chance. And Joseph Pride's brought him down here, and Glenn Schofield's only ride of the day from what I can see. And I think it's got a good chance here, Bull of Muscle. Its trial form leading in has been really good. It's had 2 trials, one at Warwick Farm on a heavy track where it beat Shadow Bridge. Then it went to Randwick over a 742 metre trial, was sharp there. Beat Evening Slippers on that occasion on a soft surface. So this horse doesn't mind a soft surface. It had 9 starts on it for 2 wins and 4 placings. So I think he's going to be a very good chance here, the 9-year-old gelding. And I think he is just well over the odds at the $26. He's very much up for winning a race like this. He's a proven performer down here. He's raced the track 5 times, and he's never missed a placing. He's had 2 starts, 2 wins and 3 placings. He's good at this distance range. I just think he's got a very good chance here first up with Glenn Schofield, the saddle, Joseph Pride, of course. He doesn't bring him down here too often. I'm very curious to see how good this horse can perform first up, and I think he's got a very good chance to win. So I've got him on top. Number 3, Bivouac, who I'm really looking forward to seeing return to the track. $2.70 about him. It's probably a right price, to be honest. So I think he's definitely a great chance of winning the race. He's a proven soft track performer. He's had 4 starts for 2 wins and 2 placings. Proven first up form, hasn't missed a placing first up. So I think he'll run a good race as usual and be right in the finish. Number 7, Trope, is another one that I think has a nice chance here. My only query is the soft track. If it comes back to that onto the good surface, I think I'll give him a very good push to be right in the running of winning a race like this. He comes in this off a nice trial on the Warwick Farm synthetic track there. It was behind Pincer. I think, yeah, he'll run really well. The 52.5 on his back, and playing down the saddle, $12 looks a nice price. The other horse I want to give a chance to, number 16, Anahid. Look, she was terrific first up at Caulfield. She won nicely there. Albeit it wasn't the strongest rate, beat Bold Star on that occasion, but she's going to really relish the 51 kilos. Obviously, last start she carried 54, so she gets that slight drop. But barrier 15 is just the one concern. Tim Clark's going to have a bit of speed in behind it, so I'm just wondering where she might get in the run. If she had a better run, I might have probably put her up the numbers a little bit. The other horse I give a chance to, number 10, Bold Star, really runs a bad race. Dan Moore's back for the ride from Singapore. Interesting that he's back to ride this horse. And good, be great to see him back as well. Very good jockey. Number 5, Bonds Away, I think has got a very good chance of winning a race like this as well. Second up here. Probably, while it is proven on the soft track, probably wants the more firmer surface. But John McNeil in the saddle, $23, you could do a lot worse there as well. Number 2, Zootori, is a bit of a smoky at $20 as well. This horse is terrific first up. 5 starts for 3 wins and a placing. It's proven on a soft track. You could definitely take Zootori with a bit of confidence as well each way. So I think it's a very open Oakleigh plate, and it's great to see, and that's why I've gone with a bit of value here. Number 1, Ball of Muscle on top for me at the $26, ahead of number 3, Bivouac in for second. In for third, number 7, Trope, and in for fourth, number 16, Anahid. Moving on to the final race of the card at Caulfield tomorrow. It's the Carlton Draft P Young over 800 metres. And a nice little race finish off the card here. Looking at the speed map, Miss Siska and Odeon, I'd say, will be the 2 speed horses once again, like they were last start. Can't see too much else contending the speed. I'd say Lavendi will sit in behind them. Harlem might get forward off barrier number 3 and get towards the speed. But look, I'm really interested in number 5, Regal Power here, coming down from WA. First crack down this way, and but I think it's got a really good chance here. Obviously, it was last time out at Bunbury back. In fact, it was a trial. My mistake. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a race. Yeah, so it beat a Dorman over 1400 metres. There it was a nice win. Prior to that, it had a trial, which is what I was talking about before. My apologies. And won over 2,100 metres back when it beat Gadding on that occasion. So this horse has got a nice chance. Sorry, that Bunbury race was a trial, my mistake. So it's had 2 trials leading into this. One over 930 metres, one over 1,400 metres. So it's just very strange to see a 1,400 metre trial, not used to that. But Willie Pike comes down. He hasn't got many rides down here. So I think that this horse must be a great chance for him to come down and ride it. And I think going to have it on top ahead of number 4, Kingsville Dream, who we know his best form's very good for this. Was very good first up in a third at the 1,400 metres behind Alabama Express and Fierce Impact. It was a terrific run, and look, he'll improve massively off of that, and I think he'll be much better for it. Second up here on a soft track. Big chance to win the race as well. Either third, number 9's Miss Cisco. I was very keen on her last start. She did the job for me. I'm just going to stick with her to run a place because I think that if she again left it out front on her own, she'll be hard to run down. So I'm going to have her in for third. And then in for fourth, I'm going to give a chance to number 2, Harlem here. He's comes into this second up, which I think will be much better than his first up performance. And I think he could be really up to winning a race, at least at the $13. So recap the numbers for me. Number 5, Regal Power is the one to beat, ahead of number 4, Kingswood Dream. I think they're the 2 hardest to beat in this race, as the market does suggest. Number 9, Miss Siska in for third, and in for fourth, number 2, Harlem. Looking for the best bets of the card, I'm quite keen at number 5, Regal Power in the last with Willie Pike. We're going to go with him and hope that it runs a very nice race coming down here to Caulfield. So it's race number 9, number 5, Regal Power at the $3.40 is one of my best bets on the card. The other one that I'm pretty keen to have a go at is in the futurity, race number 6, number 8, Super Seth at the $2.60. Best each way plays, well, look, I think that in the Oakleigh plate, number 1, Ball of Muscle, I think he's a great price. There's $26, and $7 a place is very appealing. I'd suggest perhaps a 1 to 2. So let's say if you're playing with $30, put $10 on the win, 20 on the place perhaps, because I think that's a good place price, and I think he'll definitely be running top 3 from what I can see. The other horse that I want to give a bit of an each way chance to as a best value bet is race number 4, My Pendant at the $6.50 and $2.25 the place. So my best value is race 4, number 4, My Pendant at the $6.50. Race number 8, number 1, Ball of Muscle at the $26. And best bets, race number 6, number 8, Super Seth, and race number 9, number 5, Regal Power. So good luck if you're playing tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate all your support and all the feedback in the comments as well. I appreciate that. If you haven't already done so, go check out my social media pages where you'll see all these tips. You'll see tips for tomorrow's Sunday's race card. You'll see tips for today at Moonee Valley tonight. So please go and check out my social media pages, C-Lane Racing Tips on Facebook and C-Lane_Racing Tips on Instagram. So go check them out if you want more tips outside of Saturday. If not, I'll see you again next Saturday. Stay tuned. I've got my round week preview coming up very shortly. Good luck if you're playing tomorrow, and enjoy a terrific day of racing once again.